everyone. I am Devaria Ponton. Some of our students call me Ms. P, and I'm the Director of Multicultural Affairs. And I am so excited to welcome you to our LGBTQ plus Resource Center today. For us to open the center today was very intentional because of December 10th. And it coincides with the United Nations Human Rights Day. And so for the theme for 2001, it's equality, reducing inequalities, advancing human rights. So I'm so excited to be a part of a university with a leader who actually is not just committed to inclusion and belonging, but actually has action behind that. So with that, I would like to introduce our president, Dr. Les Geist.
Hey, thank you, Devaria. Thank you so much for your leadership in all of this. You've been an incredible addition to our tech family. And I want to agree with her and thank all of you for being here today, for being a part of opening this center. It's a joyful day for all of our students and our tech families, so we're grateful. You know, our students come from very diverse backgrounds and they encounter a lot of different challenges. And I think that's one of our responsibilities as leaders of the university is to smooth the path for students so that you have you don't have to face those unnecessary challenges that are out there. So the experiences that our students bring to Louisiana Tech from every sector make our campus richer. And it's a source of our university strength and diversity. You see, our contrasts create learning experiences beyond the classroom, and that's what this is about. And as Devaria said, today we celebrate Human Rights Day, the day that marks when the United Nations set out the Declaration of Human Rights. And the goal for that declaration is to continue to be to establish a common standard of living and one that everyone is entitled to, and to strive for that standard of living for all. Now, our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion at Louisiana Tech is strengthened when we create opportunities for our students to feel welcomed and supported. We dedicated Aspire yesterday, which is another reflection of our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion on this campus. So we got wonderful facilities 2 days in a row that are indicating our commitment. So I know this center is on its way to becoming a real home for our students. We're so glad to be here and be part of this today. And thank you all for being here as well. Thank you, Tony.
So in November, I had my on-campus interview tour. And so Dean Love Vaughn took me on a tour of this space, OMA, Office of Multicultural Affairs. And so she opened the door to this room and it had about 10 or 15 desks in it. And she said, well, this is going to be the LGBTQ plus Resource Center. And I want the new director to be able to take ownership of this space. So with that, once we were actually getting everything together, looking at furnishings, I was able to get with Libby of Prism and then also Shiloh of Tag. And I said, hey guys, I kind of want to do a rainbow sofa. That would be amazing. And so I took it to Boss Lady, as I call her. And so I said, well, I think I may be a little bit over budget, maybe about $5,000 or so. So she and Dr. Crawford got together and then they were able to find it within their budget to be able to help us out with that component that we were missing out on. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you guys to my boss lady, Dean Love Vaughn.
So, you know, I don't know if I'm really the boss when somebody puts you on here and tells you what you want to talk about. So probably before I became dean was when we first learned from both Prism and Tag that they wanted a space. Not only wanted, but there was a need for a space. A space where not only it would be designated as a safe space, but a space where there could be a sense of belonging, a sense of ownership, investment. And who did they take that to? Dr. Geist. And so what Dr. Geist did was, he does what presidents do, right? I have people for this. And you have my support. So that's a difference, right? When somebody assigns you something with no support or resources. And so he said to Dr. Crawford and I, we need to find this space. And we had just moved into this space as Multicultural Affairs, just occupying it. And we just started looking around and thinking this was being underutilized. So how do we repurpose it with purpose and with meaning? And then we had a pandemic. And so we stopped, right? And as we were going through the pandemic and still thinking about the needs and how the pandemic was impacting this community in particular, I just got to thinking, okay, I'm going to hire a new director. I think this is the time for that person. It needs fresh eyes. It needs someone who can come in with all vigor because I'm starting this new role. I don't want to do it a disservice. So it's that thing where the students planted the seed. And then, the administrators watered it, nurtured it. And now what we do today is we dedicate it and we give it over to the students, the administrators, to be able to continue its growth. We want it sustained. We want it to be long lasting, which is the other reason why we felt like, yes, we can add some additional funding to this budget. We can have some wiggle room there for that. And so, if anything, people should walk out of here today not just appreciating the space, hopefully it grows, right? Right now we're snug, we're cozy, we're comfortable. And I can tell you, it's been kind of the MO of Multicultural Affairs that when we start busting out the seams, we start looking, how do we expand? And so for me, as the Dean of Inclusion Initiatives and Student Success here today, this is a vision realized. But the wonderful thing about visions is they change lenses all the time. They grow, they develop, especially when you do it well and when you do it right. And so I'm very confident in Davaria Ponton and the work that she has already done, but what she's going to bring to the future. And as we pursue hiring our full-time coordinator for our LGBTQ community, I mean, we are leaps and bounds above anybody in our system, but we're not doing it for that. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do. We're doing it because of the value and the diversity and the challenges that come with being a diverse community. We're doing it because it's necessary, it's needed, and because each one of you matter. Your voices matter. Being an ally to this student body is important. And so look out for all the things to come out of this office, out of all the different initiatives we have on our campus. And don't make this your last time coming by this space. There's so much here for you. And tell other people, please tell other people so that we can continue to nurture, so we can continue to grow. I thank you all for being here today. And I wouldn't be an administrator if I didn't say, if you would like to support the efforts, if you would like to support students in particular, we have a robust scholarship program throughout the Office of Multicultural Affairs. You are welcome to give to help support those initiatives, the programming that goes into our students that then impact our entire campus. So thank you again for all being here. Thank you, Dr. Geist, for allowing us to visualize everything that we do here in this space. And to those of you who are here supporting us today, continue your support. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
As Dr. Geist and Dean Lovebond have mentioned, this space was brought to us and the vision was brought to us by our student body. So I wanted to invite the leadership of our 3 affinity groups, Prism, TAG, and OSTEM, to be able to express to you what this space means to them and why it is so important for them to have this. So I have Stella, who is our president of TAG.
Hello. It's really an honor to be here. and getting to see all this finally with the ribbon almost cut, it's crazy. This project started with my predecessor, Shiloh. So it didn't start with me, but I've always felt a nice sense of ownership here, getting to watch it come along the way and seeing everyone here at the OMA give us like cabinet spaces that we so desperately needed for clothes for our clothing swaps we do every quarter, and just the effort that to have a place like this at all speaks so much about tech as a whole. It's really astounding because there are so many horror stories you hear about coming out and being in a place on your own without parents for the first time and all that sort of thing. But I've never felt worried about my safety or my identity or anything here at Tech. It's always been a really nice environment. And the fact that this is here today and that all of you are here to show your support, and the fact that SGA donates like all these like things for us, like that mirror over there. It's so nice to be able to see a full arousing support,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very thankful for all of you here today. And I'm thankful to you too, Miss P, very specifically. I think that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much.
So we also have another group named Prism. And so I wanted to invite G, our president of Prism, to speak.
So, this was started by my predecessor as well, Libby, and also Luke before her. And it's like a dream culminated. And it's something that when I first heard it, felt like a pipe dream. When I first heard their idea for it, it felt like this great idea that ultimately would never come to fruition. And I'm so glad to have been proven wrong. It's such an incredible space, such an incredible resource for those within the community, for us to know we have a space where we can hold meetings or just hang out for a study session is incredible, and something that not many people in the South especially could say.
Awesome. Thank you, G. Earlier this year, a new program came on campus, OSTEM, and I'm so excited to start a relationship with them and see how I can advocate for them, support them, and do anything that I can in my position to advance their causes. So I have our president, Kaylee, of OSTEM.
Hello, I kind of want to talk about the reason why I started OSTEM in the first place, because it's for LGBT students in STEM majors, so like engineering, science, all of it. And I found that like a lot of the engineering students, they don't leave the ISB building since it's been built. So I was like, why not take an LGBT org to them? Because I felt like it was an underrepresented group of people. So, and since being approved and starting orgs, we've been getting a lot of great support, not only from TAG and Prism, but like from the whole student body. And so I'd like to say thank you to everyone. A special thank you to our advisor, Paul Austin, for being absolutely amazing through the whole process.
Yeah. And I didn't have her own program. She probably doesn't want to call her name. But I'm so excited to have a great relationship with our SGA and having a president such as PR who leads the students in those initiatives for inclusion and diversity and belonging. SGA passed a bill for us in order to be able to have the floor-length mirror in the corner. We also have a couple of bean bags that are coming and also desks that will help the students be able to be in this area and study. And so I wanted to make sure I gave Kiara a moment in order to address you guys today.
Hey y'all, it's so awesome to be here today. I think one of the most unique things about Louisiana Tech is the way that our student body is composed of so many different types of people. And one of my favorite things is that our administration supports every single type of that person, every single student, every single group of students. Our administration is intentional And it's been so amazing to be able to work with Miss P and Dean Lovon to find new ways to learn how to support each group of students, how they need to be supported. Because I think as a student leader, one of the most important things is to learn that not every group of students is going to need to be supported in the same way. And so to be able to help our LGBTQ students find a space that they feel safe, that they can meet, that they can be completely themselves and just breathe. It's so awesome to be able to have been support that initiative and see Libby and Luke and everybody's dream come true, and to see and to hear you guys speak with what this space means to you. It just makes me so proud to be a Bulldog and that you guys have a space that you can come to be yourself. And I'm so excited to get to work with y'all further and to get to find different things that we can do in this space and in other spaces to make y'all feel welcome and comfortable. And I'm so excited to get to serve y'all every single day. So if y'all ever have any questions or big ideas that you think are pipe dreams are my thing. So let's get it. I'm so happy for all of you.
So what's next? As you heard from my administrators, we're very intentional when we want to make sure that our students feel as though they belong and having those resources for them. So Dean Lovon talked about it briefly. We are in the process of hiring a full-time LGBTQ plus coordinator who will be dedicated and focused to advancing the needs of our LGBTQ plus students, faculty, and staff on campus. We also have several different events that are hosted by any of the three of our groups. TAG usually hosts a clothing exchange, so that's why we have wardrobes here, because there are clothing in there. There are gender-affirming clothes for students free of charge. We also have tabling that occurs at different functions in student organizations. So I encourage you to visit by the tables and to learn more about the organizations there as well. We also have just study groups in this area. I believe it is Osm who's having study and Christmas music. And then Prism has it there where they'll also have a movie night in here. So I'm so excited to see this room utilized to the best of its ability and also to be able to provide this for our students. So I want to say thank you so much for coming in today to support our students. I know that today marks the Human Rights Day, but I want you to be able to protect human rights every day, not just today. So thank you again. I would like to invite you to join us for our ribbon cutting outside and grab stickers. We have lapel pins and also loads of cookies and punch. So please grab some of that as well. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for your support. Thank you to our students for your resiliency and your courage. We're here to help you. We're here to support you always. Thank you.